honesty, it's given all shell and no bomb, okay? It's given all shell, okay, and no bomb. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing okay and everyone is doing well. Another day, another Love Island review. In all honesty, I don't really know how I felt about that episode. I don't know if I felt like it was a strong episode, if I'm going to be honest, but there's a lot for us to talk about as always. So as I usually end always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, of course be sure to subscribe and therefore join the family. Also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. And number three, please get cozy with a nice drink and some snacks, and let's get into this review. Alrighty, so we're going to start off with the dumping. As you guys know, in yesterday's episode, it ended on a cliffhanger in which one girl and one guy was going to go home. Out of the guys, it was out of Dami and Billy, and out of the girls, it was out of Danika and Summer. I did already predict that Billy was going to go home, but in terms of the girl, I wasn't actually too sure. But as you guys know, the girls decided to choose Dami. No surprise there whatsoever. There was no surprise, guys. I mean, India is an OG in the villa. She likes Dami. They're in a couple. It makes sense, especially with Billy as well. I think just because of the previous episode with the way that he spoke to Danika and things like that, the girls were just, yeah, there was no way they were giving Billy another chance. And the boys actually ended up deciding to pick Danika. Now, you guys know I do like Danika. I have already said this in my previous reviews, but I will be honest, I don't know if that was the right decision. Let me know what you think. Okay, definitely let me know what you think. I'm a bit on the fence with it. I feel like, yes, Danika, because we do really like her and she does therefore deserve a chance at love. But on the other hand, she's had 5 chances. None of them have been successful. Maybe Summer should have been given an opportunity. That's all I'm saying, okay? Let me know what your thoughts are. But I don't know. I really don't know, but of course you guys know that Summer and Billy ended up going home. So let's move on to the nighttime. Of course, Danika was saying it's another chance for her to find love in the villa, 110%. If she doesn't find love, because you guys know there are 4 new bombshells, 2 of which are men that are entering that villa. If Danika actually doesn't find love with these 2 new guys, then I actually just don't know for the whole situation. Of course, Dami was acting very confused. He was like, oh, what did I do? Or, oh, do you think I done something? Babe, what didn't you do? Dami, what didn't you do? But I did tweet this, okay, and that's why I say follow me on Twitter, because Dami's just been but I did tweet this already. As much as people are no longer on the Dami train, I 100% understand. I was watching and reading you guys' comments in yesterday's review. I do honestly feel like people do hold India at a much different standard than they do hold the other girls, aka Ekin-su and Gemma, if I'm going to be honest, because both their situations are interesting. Yeah, Ekin-su and Gemma. And you guys know I'm not rooting for any couple this season. If they could give the 50k to a girl or 2 girls, I would not be mad whatsoever. I just feel, and I also do find that when it does come to India, people just seem to have a lot of hatred towards her. And Fiat 500 people support their people through thick and thin all the time. I just feel like India also does deserve our support. Not saying we have to like Dami, because you know Dami's a very interesting character, but the way people drag India on Twitter, for me personally, I do find it a bit weird. Like, she likes Dami, get over it. I don't think she's done for liking Dami, and at the end of the day, Gemma and Ekin-su have gone back to their guys as well. So if you're gonna have talk for India, I do think you should also have talk for the other girls as well. But that's just my opinion. Please do let me know what you think. So let's move on to the following morning. Of course, you guys know every morning means every new gist. So we'll briefly speak about the guys. They were saying that they were 100% gonna miss Billy. I'm not doubting that whatsoever, but I do feel like Billy's time in the villa was up, especially with how he treated Danika in yesterday's episode. Yeah, Billy's time was definitely up. Davide was also saying that he feels like his feelings are 100% grown for Ekin-su. No surprise there. So let's move on to the girls and their morning gisting session. Danika said that Summer was of course one of her closest friends, and she would have been extremely gutted if she ended up leaving the villa, not having been able to establish a loving relationship or connection with someone. So she was very grateful for being there. India also said that she's very happy with Dami, and she's very happy that they also get to continue their journey together. And Tasha was saying that, you know, it was nice for her name not to be called out. Yeah, Tasha said it was nice. It's true though. Okay, Tasha's been in the bottom 3 for the past whatever dumpings or whatever like that. So yeah, she did say it was nice that her and Andrew weren't called out, but we're going to get into them later because we do know that they do end up having a conversation. So let's briefly move on to Dami and India speaking. He basically said, I think he was just trying to make light of the whole situation, but he was like, oh, like, do you think I'm fat? Like, maybe that's why the public voted me out. Is it because my bum is big? All this different stuff. Dami, you know full well Okay, you know full well while you were in the bottom 2 with the fewest votes, okay? You definitely know full well why you were in the bottom 2. But India was, in a sense, I do feel like India was just kind of like trying to console him. Like, she can definitely tell that the whole being in the bottom 2 and stuff like that was on his mind. It's good, okay? A slice of humble pie for Dami. But he did also say as well that he honestly feels like he embarrassed her and things like that. If anything, I just kind of feel like India was just trying to console him and let him know that things are going to be okay. I'm glad that they are okay together and things are going well for them. And like I said, we don't necessarily have to stand Dami, but I do feel like India deserves our support, and if she's with Dami, unfortunately he is her lifeline in the villa. And that's just that. So let's move on to Danika and Deji speaking. Okay, Danika and Deji speaking. So of course Deji just wanted to speak to Danika, find out how she was doing, especially because of course you guys know her and Summer were in the bottom 2 and she's the one that ended up being picked. When they started talking, I'll be honest with you, I didn't want Deji to do too much. I didn't want Deji to do too much because Deji's not Danika's type, okay guys? Danika's told us numerous times, on numerous occasions, in numerous episodes, who her type is. And unfortunately, Deji does not fit into that bracket. If you know, you know. I don't need to spell it out for you. So I was just hoping that Deji was going to approach this situation and conversation gently, okay? Not doing too much, not doing too little. But anyway, Danika ended up friend-zoning him. And I think Deji was probably so confused, like, how can you friend zone me? You don't get guys in this villa. You do not get guys in this villa. But Danika essentially just said like she doesn't feel like anything is going to blossom romantically and they should 100% continue to pursue this friendship. I think she said something along the lines of, you know, I'll be your wingwoman and you be my wingman, like we should have each other's back in the villa. Very interesting. Okay, very, very, very interesting. But yeah, I'm not really surprised, to be honest. Like I said, Deji's not her type and we don't need to spell it out. Deji's just not her type. So let's briefly move on to Tasha and Andrew having a conversation about the dumping. She was saying that it was nice that of course she didn't have to move forward because she honestly felt like she would have had to step forward. As you guys know, they have definitely been in the bottom 2 when it has come to these dumpings as the episode has gone on. Don't get cozy. Okay, don't get cozy, but I do feel like with how the week has gone and with everything, and especially like with the bullying and the allegations with like Luca and Dami and all of that, I do feel like they were quite favourable in the public's eye this week, which is why of course they ended up surviving the dumping. They were of course talking about, you know, when they leave the villa, you know, they want to get a house, you know, they want to do this. I was just thinking, I got love, people can love. Okay, people can definitely love, but like I did say as well, and I have been saying this in previous reviews, we only see 1 hour of their 24-hour day. So for them, they honestly do feel like, you know, that's the right step, you know, like, oh, we're going to decorate our house. And I'm just thinking, wow, okay, very interesting. But I do feel like Tasha did say it as well. I've come to the villa and I found what I wanted. So if Tasha and Andrew decide to leave, because they found what they're looking for, wouldn't be mad. Okay, definitely wouldn't be mad. So let's move on to Danika speaking about Billy to Dami. So Danika, of course, just having a general chit chat with Dami, just talking about the whole situation, the disrespect. India walks over and calls Dami Deji. Guys, I was actually screaming because it happens. Okay, it definitely happens. And on top of that, Dami and Deji, the D and the D, the four letters, you're both dark skin, it's a lot. Okay, it definitely is a lot. Of course, Dami was so rattled, like, why is Deji on your mind to help you open this juice or whatever? But India's like, honestly, it really, really, really isn't it like that. Look at me, I'm mixing up their names as well. Dami, sorry, even said, oh, what if I called you Summer? And India was looking at him like, because it's not that type of party, okay? Dami, your lifeline in that villa is India. Act accordingly, okay? The jokes right now, they don't come from you, okay? They don't come from you whatsoever. But honestly, I did find that quite funny. It happens. It hasn't happened to me. I know it don't happen to me, but it definitely does happen. Let's briefly move on to Paige and Adam speaking. Not really much I want to say about that. I don't know. I find Paige and Adam quite boring. Am I the only one? Let me know if you find them boring. I actually find them quite boring. When the camera pans to them, I just kind of zone out, if I'm going to be honest. So yeah, not really much to say. Let's briefly move on to Luca and Gemma. They're just having a general chit chat as well about life outside of the villa. I think he asked her something along the lines of, you know, would you make me your lock screen? And then she was like, yeah, would you make me yours? He also said he wants to take her on holiday and things like, I don't know. He wants to do double date with Andrew and Tasha and by the way, but I don't know, guys. You guys already know how I feel about Luca. Him and his Gem. I don't mind Gemma as a character, but Luca for me is very suspect. I don't know, very interesting to me, okay? Definitely very interesting to me. Let's briefly move on to Ekin-su and Davide'S speaking with Dami. Ekin-su was saying that she's going to tell Davide that she will say ti amo or ti amo. Is it ti amo or ti amo? Ti amo, ti amo. I think it's ti amo. I hope it's ti amo. Anyway, basically that she's not going to say that to Davide until she's ready. Defo understandable. I do understand that. I just don't want Davide to continue making Ekin-su graft, if that makes sense. I just feel like there's an imbalance somewhere. Ekin-su is head over heels over Davide, and I'm just not sure if Davide is as head over heels as she thinks he is, if I'm going to be honest. But she was also saying as well that even if another bombshell was to come, that she wouldn't turn her head. Davide did also say that he does feel like he's speaking to a new and improved Ekin-su. So not doubting that Davide does like Ekin-su, but I just personally feel like there is an imbalance at the moment. I feel like Ekin-su's up here and Davide just kind of needs to, like, you know, catch up. But that's just my personal opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. Anyway, let's quickly move on to Paige and Tasha having a conversation. She was saying that she feels like things are just a bit too good to be true. And I do understand where she's coming from. But personally, I don't say things like that. I don't ever say, you know, things are too good to be true, because it's like you're welcome in darkness. Do you get where I'm coming from? But she did say that she feels like things are quite hunky-dory and it just doesn't really feel right. Tasha was, of course, letting her know that, you know, you shouldn't actually think like that. Like, sometimes things are actually okay. But Paige did also say as well in her confessionals that she isn't going to put all her eggs in one basket when it comes to Adam. Yes, she does really like him, but she's also trying to take things slow as well. Let's move on to Danika getting a text. Okay, now you guys did already know we did get a preview of the Love Island episode. We get a preview every single day at around 4 or 5 o'clock. Anyway, it did let us know that we are going to be we are going to be welcoming 4 new bombshells into the villa. Very interesting. If I'm going to be honest, very interesting. The season ends in less than 2 weeks. This is the most loveless season that any of us have watched. None of the couples actually seem established. So yeah, very interesting to include 4 new people, 2 weeks till the actual finale. But anyway, I am going to give my first impressions of the 4 new islanders who ended up joining the villa. They go by the name of Jamie, Reese, Lacey and Nathalia. But before we do get into that, let's speak about some of the reactions to receiving the text that there was going to be 4 new bombshells entering the villa. Danika was excited, of course. These are 2 new guys. Okay, these are 2 new guys. Danika, if none of them catch your eye like this, like literally chump, if none of them catch your eye like this and you also don't catch their eye like that, then Danika could go home. Okay, it's a lot. Okay, it's enough. Okay, it definitely is enough. We want Danika to find love, but this is literally her 6th and 7th chance. Something must come forth from this. Tasha was dancing. I was so confused. Babe, your husband is actually there with his kids, okay? Your husband is there with his kids, with your home intact. So I was very, very interested to see Tasha dancing and so excited. Ekin-su was stressed, definitely stressed. Of course, she's definitely tried to establish a very good relationship with Davide over the past couple of days, and now 2 new girls are entering the villa. So Ekin-su was very, very, very stressed about the whole situation. Dami at first was excited. Definitely excited, and then he said, oh, he's not paying them any mind because he's on the bench. I'm glad you know your position and I'm glad you know your place. Do not mess this up, okay? Definitely don't mess this up. So let's move on to the night time. Everyone getting ready, and of course, whilst everyone was getting ready, we were introduced to the 4 new bombshells who are entering the villa. So the first is Lacey. She's 25. She's a showgirl and a dancer, and she also said that Davide and Luca are the 2 guys that she has her eye on. Do I think Davide is going to turn for Lacey? No. Do I think Luca is going to turn from his gem? No. So it'll be very interesting to see if anything spices up from there. Jamie is 27. He's a pro footballer, and he said he's not scared to step on anyone's toes. He also said he has his eyes on Danika and Paige. It's given Toby part 2, Toby from last season. If you know, you know. Just light skin, square head, footballer as well. Toby was a footballer too, so footballer as well. Yeah. Love Island, just, I don't know how they have it, okay? The talent manager is on job, because how he manages to find the same people every single year, or lookalikes every single year, is very interesting. Let's move on to Nathalia, sorry. She's 23, she's South American. She said that her best feature is her smile, and her eyes are on Davide and Adam. I'm going to get into Nathalia at the end of the episode, because I already have my first impressions of her strongly, okay? I have them very strongly. And then last but not least, let's move on to Reese. He's 23, he's a model from Coventry. He said his longest relationship was 24 hours. I don't know if that's the type of information you should be relaying on national TV, or sorry, I don't know if that's the type of information that you should be relaying onto national TV. Don't know why I'm blurring my words, guys, I'm so sorry. 24 hours, your longest relationship, that is a red flag. He did say longest, right? There's no way he said shortest. He said longest. 24 hours is your longest relationship. That is a red flag. But he did say that he has his eyes on Ekin-su, Danika, and Gemma. I don't think Ekin-su is going to go for Reese at all. Danika, potentially. Gemma, no. But that's just my personal opinion. Let me know your thoughts, just based on first impressions. In all honesty, It's given all shell and no bomb, okay? It's given all shell, okay, and no bomb. So of course they ended up sitting around the fire pit and everyone just asked them, you know, who they are, what do they do, and who do they want to get to know. We can briefly move on to the tour, because this made me a bit confused. And it, guys, you guys know I always have my little conspiracy theories when it comes to these episodes and seasons and things like that. Either Dami talks too much, okay? Either Dami talks too much, or the producers told Dami to do what he done. So of course, everyone is sitting around them, and then Dami was just like, oh yeah, you guys should go for a tour, you guys should go for a tour. So he says, oh, Davide, you take the girls for a tour. Oh, Danika, yeah, you should take the guys for a tour. Number one, why would you mention Davide when Deji's right there? Deji's the only single guy that's in the villa. So why was Davide mentioned to give Nathalia and Lacey a tour? Interesting. Davide didn't back it down. He definitely did go and give them a tour. Danika also gave Reese and, what's the other guy's name? Reese and Jamie. Why am I trying to remember names? No, there's too many people in that villa, by the way. That's why I'm a bit confused that 4 new bombshells have actually entered the villa. Danika ended up giving the guys a tour. Davide ended up taking the girls to the terrace. Ekin-su 100% seemed very bothered, and she was speaking to Adam whilst this was going on, saying like, you know, this will be her ultimate test. This will be the ultimate test for Davide to see where his head is at, blah, 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 and to see if also what they have is real. First impressions of Nathalia. I think Nathalia is the only one that I can really speak about right now. Her and Lacey were very excited to make it to the terrace. I do understand that. You know, you're in the villa, good old days, kudos to you. But I just feel like Nathalia, for me, first impressions, I just think she was just a bit too excited. Am I the only one? I just felt Nathalia was like, oh my gosh, not you taking us to the terrace. And I'm just thinking, right now, first impressions is given annoying. Okay, it's given annoying. I know it's early days. It's early minutes because we only saw her for a glimpse, okay? A very, very, very short and small glimpse. But right now, just the way she was acting, it was just given overly excited. So I really hope she does tone it down. Of course, Davide was also speaking to Lacey and Nathalia, saying that he doesn't usually give girls second chances, i.e., you know, wow. i.e. Sarah, i.e. Ekin-su, the whole situation. So it's very interesting that he is giving her a second chance and things like that. The camera was zooming into his face and zooming into Natalia's face as well. Do I think something is going to spice up between them? I'll be honest, I don't really know. Just because right now I think Natalia's just a bit too much. Ekin-su was also saying, you know, like, I'm a Turkish delight, I'm this or I'm that. So she's definitely going to use this as an opportunity to see where Davide's head is at. From first impressions and with how the interactions were with Lacey and Nathalia, I don't actually think Davide is going to turn his head. But I do feel like the producers over the next couple of days are going to try and sabotage what Davide and Ekin-su do have. So guys, that is the end of tonight's episode. Overall, I don't feel like it was a strong episode. I was a bit bored. The episode ended before 10, I think, as well. So, I don't know. Nice to know that Dami was saved over Billy. I think that was right. I'm still questioning whether I do feel like Danika should have been saved or Summer should have been saved. I'm going to be very honest with you. 4 new bombshells, 2 weeks to the finale. Not really sure why they are there. So it'll be interesting to see that if they are there, they have to cause chaos in that villa. Otherwise, it'll honestly just be a waste of time, a waste of content, and a waste of episodes as we do draw nearer to the actual finale. I'd love to know what you guys did actually think of that episode down below. So always, please feel free to let me know what you did think. If you haven't yet subscribed, of course, be sure to subscribe. But once again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching and also for your support. Please do take care, stay blessed, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye.